Good evening, Mukesh sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Mukesh sir, can you hear me? Can you just respond?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Hello. Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir. You are perfectly audible.
Yes, good afternoon. So probably,
Within two
yes,
minutes, we can start, sir, 4 o'clock.
correct, correct. Okay, fine. I just was checking the audio quality. Yeah, I think that is 4 p.m. Yes, sir. Mukesh sir?
Yes, sir, we can start the meeting now. We can start the
Uh,
training session.
okay, fine. So how many members they have joined right now?
About 800, sir.
About 800. So shall we continue or we should wait for 2, 3 minutes? What do you say?
No, we can start, sir. 4 o'clock is the time we can start.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So, first of all, good evening, everyone. And once again, we are back with a topic that is stress management. And on the platform of Patliputra Sahodaya School Complex, I first of all welcome all the teachers, educators, principals, directors, and at the same time, I would like to thank Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Sinha sir, who has given me opportunity to utilize the platform so that I can share my experience and we can carry on with the session. Dr. Tarunji, who is actually heading Center of Excellence, Patna, that is CBSE, and Ranjit sir, who is the section officer, as well as RO, Dr. Jagdish Burman sir. Now, with your permission, I'd like to introduce the topic of the day. The topic what we have selected is the stress management, and the introduction that need and importance of stress management. What is the need and importance of stress management? That is, we will be dealing in today's session. Now, this is very much important for all of us to understand that why stress management is important in today's time. So, with our hectic schedule of routine, daily work, the pending issues, examinations, holiday not getting sanctioned. These all gives us stress. Apart from that, now many of the teachers, those who are actually on fast today, majority of the lady, female teachers, they are, you can say, again, they'll be in a separate stress that आज तीज के दिन भी ये management program कैसे शुरू हो गया, we will be able to attend it or not. So all these actually collect together and then gives us that stress. So once the stress has been given from our side, we try to compose you and we will try to work on this stress management issue. So first of all, we discuss about the importance of stress management. Now, stress is something that everyone experiences. So learning how to cope with its effects is something that everyone needs to master for their own physical and psychological well-being. हम लोग याद होगा जब हम लोग स्कूल में थे, छोटे थे, तो कोई बच्चा चिढ़ता था उसको और चिढ़ाता था. कोई टीचर की किसी हरकत को आप लोग नोटिस करते थे, and we need to find that okay, if you do this one, the teacher will get irritated again and again. And if we get the result what we are expecting, then we used to have fun. So this was the fun for one side, but it was stress for another side. Now when we are teachers, we face many such issues in class. We face these issues in society, and then we feel कि अभी now since we are grown up, तो ये कैसे नासमझ है ये बच्चे. तो बच्चे जब when we were also student, we were nasamaj. Now the present day students are also nasamaj. But in all this case, one scenario which has not changed is the perception of the senior and perception of the juniors in the society. And therefore, we need to understand that if the stress is coming to us, this stress needs to be worked out for our physical well-being. Otherwise, we will be under pressure. Now, those who don't learn and use appropriate stress management techniques can experience a variety of negative effects. जो इसको cope up नहीं कर पाते हैं, उनको psychological issues होता है, physical issues होते हैं, illness है, damage their personal relationships, poor productivity and more. अब ये बोलते हैं कि भाई why stress and how stress affects the personal relationship, damage the personal relationship. तो आपको बहुत सारे ऐसे रिलेशंस होते हैं सोसाइटी में जहाँ मजाक होता है, मजाक एक्सेप्टेड है, एंड इन दैट केस इफ this goes beyond a limit, that is one reason of getting stress. तो ये सारी चीजें हम लोगों ने अभी जो देख रहे हैं, these all are the reasons for the stress. So therefore we have to understand and we have to manage the stress. Now, as per the government records, 65% of all Indians suffers from stress. And this is what we have got from the CBSE also. The stress increases increase the chances of heart attack by 4-folds. Abhi, recently, we all have been suffering with a major problem, a major crisis of the world, that is COVID. And during the COVID period, the rate of cardiac, you can say, problem has increased. And this all can be correlated. Maybe the people, those who are not affected with COVID, they also got affected with the cardiac problem, hypertension, and sugar issues. So these all are basically related to stress. And recently in the newspapers also, I have been reading that what are the causes of diabetes, hypertension is the stress. What are the causes of cancer is again diabetic obese. So you are obese, these all problems are related with each other, and finally the person who is having all this gets affected of all because they are under stress. So stress induced cardiac problems have doubled in the last 15 years. So they are saying that this is doubled in last 15 years. During the COVID, we have seen it is doubled in the 1 year itself. And that basically in India, where the problem has been less compared with the Western world, because at least here the apartment culture is not as high as the Western world. We are still to some, in many cases, we find that parents or maybe the people, they are having maybe broken, you can say a sort of combined, that is a joint, but it is a sort of joint come broken families. Yes. 25% of all Delhi employees view their job as the one cause of stress. अब मेट्रोज की मैं बात करता हूँ, 25% डेफिनेटली ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको की जॉब लेके स्ट्रेस है. नंबर वन, सुबह में जल्दी जानी है, हाउ टू गेट टू द ऑफिस इन टाइम, हाउ टू गेट आउट ऑफ ऑफिस फ्रॉम टाइम, हाउ टू गेट द लंच, हाउ टू गेट द टारगेट. तो ये सारे जो प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं, ये सारे मिलकर के आप देखेंगे मेट्रोज में द conditions are completely different. Even the people, those who are in the higher strata of the job layer, they are under stress because they have to meet the targets and all that. And the level of competitions are very high, and therefore they are always in stress. वो बच्चों के साथ खेल नहीं पाते हैं, वो फैमिली के साथ टाइम नहीं बिता पाते हैं, and all these are happening because the time management is not possible in metro because it is subject to traffic, it is subject to your availability, it is subject to the nature of your boss and all that. So many such things. So these stress are causing alarming situation in the country. Now, health and well-being. What is this? So WHO defines health is defined as a state of complete physical, social, and mental well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. अब ये बहुत interesting है. It's like if somebody asks you, how are you? Generally, people ask you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you, sir? How are you, ma'am? So we say we are fine. No, you are fine, absolutely, because maybe even the person who's special, maybe whom we call Divyang, not disabled. English में इसके लिए disabled word पहले use होते थे. Now slowly the vocabulary has changed and now we are calling in Hindi Divyang, and अंग्रेजी में उसके लिए एक अलग शब्द है, that is differently abled people. So the differently abled people, even if you greet them and you ask them how are you, they generally give you answer, I am fine. मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ, आप कैसे हैं? This is the reply we get in India. बट उसके साथ एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये भी है कि जो लोग दिखने में बहुत सही सलामत हों, दे आर नॉट डिफरेंटली एबल्ड बट दे आर वेरी नॉर्मल पीपल, उनको अगर आप पूछते हैं तो दे विल आल्सो से द सेम थिंग, बट वी नेवर बी एबल टू रीड देयर माइंड कि उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, वेदर मेंटली दे आर स्टेबल और नॉट. बहुत समय हो सकता है you meet a person and then next day in the newspaper you find so and so person has committed suicide, so and so person has means done something which you don't expect from them. So probably they appear to be normal but they are not mentally and psychologically stable, वो under stress है, and that type of people they need help. और ये basically this will help you, this session will help you to overcome and to console them. So, and this is one definition. Then another says, within the context of health promotion, health has been considered less as an abstract state and more as a mean which can be expressed in functional term as a resource. So now going ahead, understanding stress. What is stress? So as per this which we have jotted down, stress is your mind and body's response or reaction to a real or imagined threat, even event or change. The threat, event, or change are commonly called stressors. Stressors can be internal, thoughts, belief, attitude, or external, that is the loss, tragedy, or change. Now, this is very interesting aspect, the second point. जब हम लोग बात करते हैं for the stress and that, तो stress जो होते हैं वो किन कारणों से हो सकते हैं? Sometimes people they start thinking too much. For example, I was taking one session recently where I was questioned by one of the teacher, sir, when we go with the leave application to the teacher or the principal, sorry, So we are not very sure ये leave होगी, मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी. और क्यों? क्योंकि once we start filling the form, there are 2-3 colleagues, they come and they say, नहीं नहीं ये तो अभी किसी ने दिया था उसका लीव हुआ नहीं, आपको कहाँ से मिलेगा? So ये जो आपको before you fill the things and you get the statement in the staff room, so this is the first thing that gives you stress. ये एक stressor का काम कर रहा है आपके लिए. So the thought, from there, from your staff room to the principal's cabin, you are just, it is going in your mind. You are thinking whether I'll be issued with the leave or not. If not, then what will happen? If I will not go, then what will happen? So you carry on with the speculations, and finally, when the principal signs, okay, you can go for a leave. So all these calculations and stress you were in, that vanishes. Example, just 2 days back, in fact, India and Pakistan, we had a wonderful match, if you have seen this match. And what happened during the last over, the batsman who was there, he got bowled in second ball, and then still India was requiring 6 runs to win and 3 balls. The new batsman has come to the crease, and the entire India was under stress. We were speculating, अगर ये हो जाएगा, एक बॉल में 0 हो जाएगा, ये ब्लॉक कर देगा, ये बोल्ड हो जाएगा. So all these speculations were going on. But the moment the batsman hits for the next ball to the 6, all this stress got settled down. तो ये होता है thought process. You are not there, but you are thinking, overthinking. Second is the beliefs. एक आप विश्वास कर लेते हो, जैसे आपको स्टाफ रूम में किसी ने कहा, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आई विल गिव यू अगेन द एकेडमिक एग्जांपल. आई वाज टॉकिंग टू अगेन टीचर्स, जैसे व्हाट कॉजेस your stress, what brings you under stress. So one teacher said that, sir, we were unnecessarily told to make the lesson plan. Every day we are making a lesson plan, and we know that this lesson plan is not utilized when we are teaching in the classroom. So this lesson plan is a stress, I believe, and everyone believes so, because actually it has got no use. Correct? अगर ये correct है या incorrect है, no, we are not discussing on that one. But yes, one part is, I think we all will agree, and in fact those who are in teaching and those who have taught, that you are not expected by teachers or by the parents or by the school management to get inside the class with your lesson plan and read. So what is the use of lesson plan? So lesson plan is the document through which we only get the reference. So in such cases, the lesson plans, instead of going daily, it can be maybe as per the management advice, as per the academic, you can say stability, as per the maturity of the teachers, what you are having in the school, we can make it maybe weekly, we can make it bi-weekly, we can make it maybe monthly, whatever suits you. That will actually ease down the pressure that is falling on the teachers. So that is, this belief needs to be changed. And attitude, definitely. The third one, when we are talking about the attitude of the person, so attitude is again one issue, that sometimes you have a person who is very nice to you, and you love to go to that person for all your problems and issues. But apart from that, sometimes you have a person who's heading the organization, his attitude is not correct. In fact, you fear going to them. You feel little bit that avoid such people. So attitude also plays an important role when you're talking about the internal stress. मुझे जाना है उनके पास, वो आदमी अच्छे नहीं है, उनके पास मैं जाऊंगा तो he is always in habit of insulting others. So the attitude is different. So this type of blue attitude people, we are not feeling very good interacting with such person. So एक वहां पर एक प्रॉब्लम आता है. और एक्सटर्नल जो है, घर में या किसी जानने वाले या किसी फ्रेंड के साथ कोई हादसा हो जाए, that is any type of tragedy, loss of life somewhere in the known people. So this type of change also brings the stress immediately. So stress is a consequence of interactions. And then we have the stress is adaptive behavioral process. It is natural part of human functioning. So basically, you cannot think human life without stress also. चिंता है और चिंता के विषय बना रहेगा जब तक हम human हैं, because we are social, we are the you can say we comes under the category we think a lot, and without thinking process, if you don't have the thinking process, the stress will not come to you. So sorry, just a moment. Now, those who experience the stress selectively, that is, perceive information, fix it on a the single approach to a problem, over time, just overestimate how fast time passes, adopt a crisis mentality, then consult and listen to other less, rely on old habits, and are less able to generate creative thoughts. So इन लोगों के अंदर में experiences ऐसी हैं हम लोगों की that they are going to get more stress, and stress is almost like a friend to them. Now, sources of stress, आप अगर हम लोग source की बात करते हैं तो what are the sources of stress? So the sources of stress is too much change too quickly can be a cause of stress. Too much change. किन चीज की change? Change of position, change of thought, change of, you can say, guard. Anything like that will actually make you or bring you under stress. आप बहुत जल्दी जल्दी अपने स्टैंड को चेंज करते हैं. स्ट्रेस कैन बी कॉज बाय प्लेजेंट और अनप्लेजेंट इवेंट. कभी कभी बहुत अच्छी इवेंट्स को लेकर के भी स्ट्रेस आता है और बहुत गंदे प्लेजेंट अनप्लेजेंट इवेंट्स को लेकर भी स्ट्रेस आता है. एंड लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, प्लेजेंट एग्जांपल, like somebody daughter is getting married, and your daughter's or son's marriage get fixed with no time left in your hand. So fixing the marriage of your child is a pleasant news. But if this news gives you less time, then you are under stress. Somebody got the job and he or she has to fly maybe to US, and the time given is just 7 days. So you are under stress, how to manage the things. So these are the pleasant stresses. And unpleasant stress, you know the reasons. There are unprecedented number of unpleasant events that can cause stress to you. और स्ट्रेस एक बात है, स्ट्रेस आने अच्छी गलत बात नहीं है. इट्स नॉट रॉन्ग, बिकॉज स्ट्रेस उन्हीं को आता है जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. द पीपल दोज हु आर एक्सेप्टिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी will have definitely stress. So if you think that you are a good man and you will not have stress, you are mistaken. You will definitely have stress if you are a good person, and if you have, uh, you can say, if you are a sensible person. ये दोनों आना जरूरी है, but how to manage, that is more important. The cause of stress may not always be apparent. Usually, stress is a result of built up of related and unrelated events. Often often your stress is more apparent to other than yourself. Let's say, suppose you are taking class and you are under stress because probably you had a fight with your spouse. So you are in class and that stress is there. So what happens? Something at the back of mind, you feel that you are not okay, but you have to take the class as a responsibility. So you are taking the class, but students immediately will get to know that you are not in good mood. How they get to know about that one? The very easy part, the students evaluate the enthusiasm through which you have been taking the classes earlier is missing over there. The charm of teaching is missing there. Apart from that, your language, your vocabularies will definitely will be at different level. So when you enjoy teaching and nothing is at the back of the mind, the level of delivery is at different. But when you are actually forced to teach, your level of delivery goes to the different level. So in that case, you don't realize, but your students, the people, those who are watching you, will immediately get to know that you are not in a normal condition. You are going through with the stress. So often your stress is more apparent to others than to yourself. A reaction to stress can be emotional, physical and behavioral. तो ये बात बिल्कुल सही है. जब स्ट्रेस में होते हो एंड देन द मैनर इन विच यू रिएक्ट, इट कैन बी ऑफ एनी लेवल. इमोशनल होता है, आप कभी परेशान होते हैं, आप कभी दुखी होते हैं. फिजिकल होता है because somebody is teasing you, so you can go physical. And behavioral means like again, आप आपकी जो रहती है कि आप उनसे कभी किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं, you don't like to converse with them. आप behavior shows that you don't like his presence at all. So there are sign indications, body languages. So the body language, you are starting showing to that person that you are not bothered about that person. ये कुछ चीजें होती हैं that will actually affect the relations. Now, this is what we're talking about, managing stress, the effective and ineffective ways. So managing ये सारे problems we have been talking about what is stress, how stress happens, and all that. Till now we have talked about that one. Now we are talking about how to manage it effectively and ineffective ways. कौन से ऐसे हैं? एलिमिनेट स्ट्रेसर्स. तो सबसे पहला जो है ऑब्जेक्टिव इनकी वो है एलिमिनेट स्ट्रेसर्स. जिस कारण से आपको स्ट्रेस होता है उस कारण को हटाना है. बट माई क्वेश्चन, and in fact not question, my you can say view is that actually being human we cannot eliminate our stress. This is stressors, sorry, stressors. न्यू इसलिए क्योंकि अभी मैंने कहा कि वी आर रैशनल एंड वी थिंक दैट वे. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इफ समबडी इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल, तो उसको स्ट्रेस होगा ही होगा. देयर इज नोबडी इन द प्लैनेट. हाँ, एक आदमी जो इज आउट ऑफ माइंड, हु कैन नॉट थिंक, उसके लिए बात बराबर है, दिन रात सुबह शाम बराबर है. उसको किस चीज की स्ट्रेस होगी? नो, नथिंग. A person who is mental asylum, if you visit them, he or she does not have the stress, or probably we are not able to understand whether the person is under stress or not, because the doctors, they don't have any device to scale the stress. But अगर कोई आदमी physically, mentally sound है, अच्छा है, और वो जान रहा है कि उसने न्यूज देख ली कि okay, tomorrow we are going to have the volcanic eruption and scientifically it is proved, and I have to save my family, and I can travel with the fastest what I can afford is you can run maybe to 400 kilometers in 5 hours time. But the volcanic eruption is so severe that is going to take its area of effect is 1000 square kilometers, or maybe its radius. So you know that you are not able to save your near and dear one. In that case, only those people will be having stress who are sensible. जो सेंसेबल नहीं है उनको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उनको पता ही नहीं है कि 1000 किलोमीटर के अंदर में मैं हूँ एंड दिस वॉल्केनिक एरप्शन विल टेक प्लेस एंड आई वोंट बी एबल टू सेव. तो उसको तो अपनी भी चिंता नहीं है, तो अपने नियर एंड डियर की चिंता छोड़ दीजिए. तो eliminating the stressors, it means a symbolic. It's actually impossible. We just try our level best to eliminate the stressors. Now, develop resilience. So, ये भी almost I am having the same thing for this second point also, and that is to cope temporarily with stress. तो इसको जो third point है, that is more relevant, that is you need to cope temporarily with the stress. Now, we are coming down to managing time effectively and emotional intelligence. इसके ऊपर में we will see it, how the things work. Spend time, जब आपको मैनेज करना होगा स्ट्रेस, how what we are going to do it. Spend time on important, not urgent matters. So you need to spend time on important, not urgent matters. Identify what you feel is important versus what you feel is urgent. Focus on results, not methods. Don't feel guilty for saying no. You need to learn how to say no if you wanted to manage your time effectively. Emotionally intelligent people can, emotionally intelligent people can recognize their own emotions, manage their own emotions, regulate emotionally influenced behavior, empathy with the emotions of others, and manage the emotions of others. These all will help you to work. Now, work redesign. Lack of freedom is most important contributor to stress. A use job redesign model to reduce stress. Combine task will reduce it. Form identifiable work units. Establish customer relationship. Increase decision-making authority and open feedback channels. These all will reduce the stress. ये सारे के सारे जो चीज हैं वो आपके रिड्यूस करेंगे स्ट्रेस को. Now we talk about moderate type personality. Moderate type personality, we are talking about type A people have a chronic fighting struggle with the social and physical environment. They are aggressive, hostile, impatient, are subject to time demands, self-imposed pressure, eat fast, walk fast, and talk fast. Now, type A, moderate type A personality. जो स्ट्रेस ये वैसे लोग हैं जिनकी स्ट्रेस लेने की आदत है और ये मॉडरेट टाइप ए पर्सनालिटी में आते हैं. So what is this personality? They have a chronic fighting struggle with the social and physical environment. ठीक है, ये एग्रेसिव होते हैं, इम्पेशेंट हो जाते हैं, स्टाइल है, सब्जेक्ट टू टाइम डिमांड्स, सेल्फ इम्पोज्ड प्रेशर. इनको खुद में खुद ही प्रेशर लेने की क्षमता है, आदत है, और ये दे कैन नॉट हेल्प देम आउट फ्रॉम दिस वन. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, दे आर टेकिंग द प्रेशर और इनको आप कभी भी चैन से नहीं देखेंगे. दिस टाइप ऑफ पीपल ऑलवेज बी इन हरी, whether it is in case of taking breakfast, food, lunch, whatever it is. तो आप खाते वक्त भी देखेंगे बहुत जल्दबाजी में रहेंगे. They are always trying to run and catch. I don't know what they have to catch in their life. So they try to walk fast also because they don't want to waste time. Everything is calculated. So that is also a part of their stress. And they talk very fast as if they are going to be paid by some agency. If they talk, you can say early, and then they can start some other topic. So this is how the type A personality, they falls under this classification. Now the lifestyle disorders and then an acute rise in India. That is the lifestyle disorders. अब ये lifestyle disorders जो है, lifestyle disorders are on rise in India. Hypertension, diabetes, ये सब जो है ना इनकी कारण है. And then cardiovascular diseases are all, this is all because of anxiety, stroke, chronic kidney problem. What I suggested earlier also, why it is happening. Now I'll just give you again example of COVID. COVID time, what we see, we were told to, if you recall, 2020 or maybe 2019 first and 20 later on, our Honorable Prime Minister appealed to the people of our country कि सब लोग थाली बजाएंगे अपने अपने छत पे. They will bang the something like steel. तो थाली लोगों ने बजाया, काफी लोगों ने थाली लेकर के बजाया, and it becomes a national event. फिर उन्होंने कहा कि सब लोग दिया जलाओ. So in between we all had this Deepavali. Everyone had gone to the terrace, दिया लिया, उन्होंने दिया जलाया, candles जलाए, everything. And the newspaper 3 days before, 3 days later, all newspapers, they covered it. as a national event. Now, imagine what has been the benefit of this one and what has been the drawback. So drawback मुझे सिर्फ यही लगा, like we wasted maybe that time and we wasted that maybe candle or whatever it is. Benefit क्या लगे? See, this country, most of the people, those are staying at home, we have never seen this type of house arrest in our life. So we all were under stress. Everyone, the government, officials, doctors, maybe religious people, and general people, civilians. We all were under stress. So when we all were under stress, there was one side, there was no hope. And another side, we did not see the end. So in this one, this small event diverted the mind of the people. That was the biggest psychological issue. So what happened? We all did this one and we were happy from inside that chalo ye humne kiya. Whether it is good or bad, how it is going to fight with corona, nobody knows. But we all did it and psychologically we all were relieved. We were not depressed. On the other hand, you see, take the examples of Europe or America, North America and South America. When all were affected with this one, just during the COVID, many of them, they were falling sick because they are staying in a maybe 1,500 square feet, 2,000 square feet of, or maybe 500 square feet of flat with no opening and no sunrise to see and no sunset to say goodbye. So we Indians actually were safe, we were happy, and definitely we were under less stress compared to our educated counterparts of the world. Those who believe that their countries are more and more developed, we have been in a much better condition. Now, that modifiable risk factors, tobacco, अब इसको ऊपर में एक चार चांद लगाते हैं हम लोगों ने. टबैको का यूज, अल्कोहल का जो लोग यूज करते हैं, physically they are not in, that is they are not active, then unhealthy diet and stress, ये सारी चीजें जिसको मिलेंगी उसको लाइफस्टाइल डिसऑर्डर में नंबर 1 स्थान मिलेगा, नंबर 1 रैंक. यू आर मोस्ट, योर लाइफस्टाइल इज मोस्ट डिसऑर्डरली अरेंज. आप सबसे ज्यादा, जो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, जो आप जैसे हम लोग बच्चों को बोलते हैं, इफ द चाइल्ड गेट लेस मार्क्स इन आवर डेज, the teacher used to write one comment, he or she has scored very poor, must work hard. आज हम वो नहीं लिख सकते हैं. आज हम लिखते हैं poor word we are not using. So we use the child has not done as expected. So just to motivate the child, we cannot say the child has done poor performance. ये नहीं लिख सकते हैं. Similarly here also the risk factor जो है वो अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है. Now aging, हाँ, रिस्क फैक्टर में और भी क्या नॉन मॉडिफाइबल जो है वो क्या होता है, एजिंग. हमारा एज और हेरिडिटरी प्रॉब्लम, लाइक आई वाज जस्ट टुडे इटसेल्फ आई वाज टॉकिंग टू वन ऑफ द maybe the teacher, and I was saying that what has changed in last 20 years is basically for me as a body weight and the age has increased, and as a result what happened, the factors that is attached with that, that's coming up and it's more visible. ये हमारी सोच है, and we should not feel ashamed of that one. Many of the teachers, they are so conscious. वो वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, they keep on using the hair dye, non aging, what we call the creams have come to the market. Then you have many such things which is there, cosmetics are there that saves you looking bad, looking ugly. But we forget one thing, dear teachers. We are not ugly. You are what you are. Your students, you see it from the angle of your students' eye. They have respect if you command respect. If you have commanded respect, maybe in your early ages, you are still going to have more respect in today's time because they see your quality. They don't see the beauty which is external beauty. So the teaching is one of the most biased, you can say, the profession. And here, makeups are not required. Here, degrees, your experiences, your conduct, your involvement with the child is more important. I'll give you one more example, dear friends. I was in one of the workshop and I asked teachers, what are the factors that put you under stress in school? So the answer was number one, again I said, they said that one is uh, what we call lesson plan. Second one was leaves not granted. Number three, during the holidays we are called. Number four, less salary. And when we go for the salary increase, we are shown gate. Number five, in many schools, the teachers, the moment if they have served for 10 years and next day they resign. So in that case, and they are not even allowed to get inside. So many such issues they discuss. But I was surprised that out of many of these issues, none of the teachers they discuss about that how they can help the students not to be under stress. They never discuss about their own role as a teacher, that their stress reasons are students getting less marks. Their stress reasons are they are not able to help the child. Their stress reasons are they are not able to help the child to get more marks. Their stress reasons are they did not allow the child or they did not make the child happen to get success in life. बड़ा विचित्र विडंबना है. This is a very big irony of this country. Although we are developing on the economic scale, I have been listening the economic news where it says that India is the fastest growing economy, and the same fastest growing economy is not putting, you can say, any stress, any anything on the quality of teachers recruitment in the government sectors. In the private sectors, there are teachers, but there has nothing been done to regularize the structures. So unstructured schools, their salary, the government is not making any effort to help the teachers, even of the private sectors. On the other hand, the government is willing to take taxes from us. Anyway, that is all what I am sharing it because these are all the factors for the stress for all of us. Now, नॉन मॉडिफाइंग रिस्क जो है ना एजिंग की मैंने बात कहा तो एज एक ऐसा बढ़ते जाएगा इसके लिए दुखी क्यों होना है अगर आप दुखी होगे तो आपको कोई बचा नहीं सकता आप दुख होते होते ही चले जाओगे सो बेटर है एंजॉय द थिंग वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड ही पोस्टेड ऑन एफबी रिसेंटली 2 days बैक दैट बाल सफेद हो गए तो क्या और कुछ उसके अंदर शायरी थी बट दैट वाज आई लाइक बिकॉज आई वॉच वन मूवी कॉल्ड जिंदगी मिलेगी न दोबारा. And I like the complete concept of that movie. Then that was, I think, Ritik and all that was there. I'm not a big fan, but then the thing is that the message of the movie was very nice. So whatever you are getting it now as a teacher, you must deliver so that you should not repent that I left this one in my life. ये बहुत जरूरी है हम लोगों के लिए. And behavioral change, uh, communication through healthy promotions reduce risk by targeting modifiable risk factors. तो ये कुछ फैक्टर्स ऐसे हैं जो हमारे लाइफस्टाइल को डेवलपिंग रेजिलियंस. सम स्ट्रेसेस विल नॉट गो अवे. कुछ ऐसे स्ट्रेसेस होते हैं जो नहीं जाते, वो हमेशा आपको परेशान करेंगे लाइफ में. ये बिल्कुल सही है. Resilience increases capacity to withdraw negative effects of stress. Assumptions. Events trigger stress, but people respond to stress differently. A resilience factor moderate the stress. ये जो है वो इसको reduce करता है stress को, resilience factor. Now, क्या ऐसी चीजें हैं बैलेंस, जैसे हम कौन सी ऐसी चीजें करें जिससे हमारी स्ट्रेस खत्म नहीं होगी बट रिड्यूस होगी। खत्म नहीं होता। आपकी स्ट्रेस तभी खत्म होती है जब आपकी मौत हो जाती है। तो स्ट्रेस नेवर गोज, बिकॉज इट इज ए पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ। हैप्पीनेस, ऐसा नहीं है, कोई आदमी ऐसा नहीं जिसकी जिंदगी में खुशी नहीं है, इसी तरह कोई ऐसा आदमी जिसके जिंदगी में गम नहीं है। एवरीथिंग देयर, वी नीड टू बैलेंस इट एंड वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन इट। तो अगर आप स्ट्रेस में होते हैं, सबसे पहले आपको करना क्या चाहिए, हाउ यू नीड टू बैलेंस द लाइफ एक्टिविटीज। फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज आप थोड़ी सी बढ़ाएं। एंड दिस फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज बढ़ाने का मतलब होता है यू कैन एक्सर्ट मोर, ताकि आप थकें और आप सोएं, आपके बॉडी को एक रिलैक्स महसूस हो। एंड दिस इफ यू इंक्रीज योर फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज, ये बहुत जरूरी होता है थकना, क्योंकि आज के डेट में मैक्सिमम पीपल दे आर हैविंग द एसी ऑफिस, लाइक आई एम आल्सो। Apart from that, we spend most of the time in our office, comfortable area. तो आदमी थकता नहीं है. And when you don't get tired, so what will happen? You won't get a good sleep. And if it continues for a long time, you are exposed to number of diseases and problems. Hypertension, ये वो बहुत सारे terms हैं इसके लिए. And the doctors will give you big good tablets, colorful tablets. For that, they will be charging you hefty amount. And सबकी कमाई हो गई. आप बेवकूफ बने, सारे लोग उसके चक्कर में कमा लिए, तो आप उनकी कमाई कम करिए। और फिजिकल एक्टिविटी, सी आई एम यूजिंग दिस स्मार्ट वॉच, और इस स्मार्ट वॉच में मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि 10,000 कदम चल लूं इन स्कूल इटसेल्फ। So similarly, everyone, teachers, you can use this one, or the principals, कि कम से कम 5 से 7 हजार स्टेप्स अपने स्कूल में ही अगर आप चल लेते हैं तो आप थकेंगे जरूर, और थकेंगे तो आपको नींद अच्छी आएगी। So kindly do it from the, not only for the monitoring point of view, but also do it from the point of view of your health. And I think this is going to help you out. Next is the spiritual activities, definitely, whichever religion and cult you follow. If you just meditate for 5 minutes, morning, maybe before your lunch, maybe before your dinner, तो ये बहुत जरूरी होता है, because we need to think, and this is the time has come, we need to really think कि जो आप रोटी खा रहे हैं, ये रोटी सही है या गलत की रोटी है। ये रोटी अगर सही की है तो कितने दिन तक आपको ये मिलेगी। एंड थर्ड, क्या आपके आने वाला जनरेशन को ये रोटी मिलेगी उतना ही साफ? काइंडली थिंक ऑन दैट वन। So I think that spiritual activities are very important. Now we are not Baba Ramdev or maybe any like that one, but एक जरूरी चीजें होती है कि make it a part of your life. I know when we were in school, the teachers used to uh, guide us to have a small prayer. एक छोटा सा prayer हुआ करता था before lunch, and nobody can touch lunch before the prayer. आज घंटी लगती है, most of the schools, the teachers ask them to open the lunch और खुद गायब हो जाते हैं. So these are very small practices, family activities. Now believe me, this is very important. क्यों? क्योंकि आपकी जब आपकी anyone in any family, any religion, when you are born with a family. You are born surrounded by your family. And I believe that you should die also with the people who are surrounding you from your family. The family is your biological family. The family is the family you have earned in the years what you have spent on the earth. आपने जो इस पृथ्वी पर जितने दिन भी जिए हैं, उसमें आपने एक फैमिली बनाया। वो फैमिली आपके दोस्त हैं, आपके कॉलीग्स हैं, आपके अगल बगल के पड़ोसी हैं। ये सब आपके साथ खड़े होने चाहिए when you are dying. That makes your life a successful life. And for that, you need to work hard. So family activities, attending people in their good, in their bad, calling them to your home, socialization is very important. And the second thing, uske baad jo social activities hai, actually wo blue wali, that is a part of the family activities. So social activities and the family activities are merged together, and this is going to एक्चुअली लोअर योर स्ट्रेस। ये आपकी रहेगा तो स्ट्रेस ही नहीं होगा। एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है, वो है व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द फ्रेंड्स, सो हु इज योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड। तो हम लोगों ने डिसाइड किया, हमारे जो फ्रेंड्स हैं स्कूल डेज फ्रेंड, वी डिसाइडेड द बेस्ट फ्रेंड you have is that person who gives you 100% stress. मतलब वो आपको इतना परेशान करेंगे कि आप 100% स्ट्रेस में रहोगे। बट देन व्हाट आई थिंक दैट सी द स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट, क्योंकि हमारा जो बचपन के दोस्त होते हैं, स्कूल डेज के फ्रेंड होते हैं, वो हमारे सही फ्रेंड्स हैं। वो आपकी तारीफ कभी नहीं करेंगे, दे विल नॉट प्रेज यू, इनफैक्ट they will try to judge you what you were in the early age, that's small, और वो सच बताएंगे, वो आपको बेवकूफ बनाएंगे, और उसमें एक मजा है। दोस्तों के साथ बेवकूफ बनने में एक अलग मजा होता है, एंड दैट इज नॉट ए स्ट्रेस, दैट इज स्ट्रेस रिलीवर। एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ, दूसरी एग्जाम्पल, कृष्ण इज ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर एंड वी कंसिडर दैम गॉड। तो कृष्ण की जो कैरेक्टर है, तो आप देखेंगे कि he for Sudama is a friend, but in Mahabharata he was not only a friend, he was basically the person who created this entire Mahabharata, and for different people he has a different role. तो एक बहुत जरूरी है कि आपके जिंदगी में एक आपके अच्छे दोस्त हो, आपके बचपन के फ्रेंड हो, जो आपको आनंद दिखाए, और वो स्ट्रेस नहीं है, वो आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है, बिकॉज यू नीड टू एंजॉय दैट। नेक्स्ट वन इज इंटेलेक्चुअल एक्टिविटीज। इंटेलेक्चुअल जो जो एक्टिविटीज हैं, that means you being teacher, you being educator, you being the director of the schools, although or not all directors are into education, a few are business persons, but then still, what I find that when you are participating in this type of workshop, or I attend the workshop, symposium, seminars, even you write a research paper, and all these intellectual activities will divert your mind for some time, which gives you inner peace. वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग और अच्छा चीज होता है, क्योंकि वो आपको बाकी चीजों से दूर लेके जाता है। यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग आर्टिकल, यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग अबाउट कि घर में 2 लीटर दूध नहीं है, कल चाय कैसे बनेगा। और maybe the mother or father or mother-in-law has given you some work, कि 2 किलो सब्जी लाना, and you are working on maybe one metaphorical एक बहुत बड़ा एक आर्टिकल लेकर। So these all will help you to work on other aspects. Work activities, yes. One of my brother, he was working as an engineer in a technical, he was a technical director in CCL. East Central Coalfields. He was a technical director. Now, on the day of his retirement, that is 31st of December 2020, I was there with him because we wanted to be with him when he is going to retire. And that day itself, I found him. He was signing the files, he was doing all his work, and he was relieved at 6 p.m. And just after 6 p.m., the same person who has 50 files to sign has got nothing to do from the next day, completely free. For 1 month, he enjoyed, I'm free from the work, nothing to do. But Abhi, when I met him right now, after maybe this is now second year, 1 year already passed, he's bored because he was in habit of doing work. तो work activities में अपने को involve करना is the biggest stress reliever. And cultural activities, definitely dance, music, listening music, creating your own group. Many of the ladies, I have seen them during the kitty party. Few criticize them, few enjoy. But overall, these all are activities through which the people can balance the stress and can balance the life activities. Now, stress management activities जो है strategies हैं, वो क्या क्या है? अब management strategies हैं, avoid unnecessary stress. तो इसमें मुझे थोड़ी सी हंसी आई स्लाइड बनाते वक्त भी कि अननेसेसरी और नेसेसरी स्ट्रेस क्या होता है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, सो प्लीज पार्डन मी फॉर दैट वन. आई हैव नेवर बीन एबल टू bifurcate what is unnecessary stress and what is necessary stress. So let me talk about this unnecessary stress right now. Learn how to say no. Correct. Your boss says, your principal says, or your director says, I need this report today. You know that today is Tej or whatever it is. तो आपको लगता है कि आज मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा. You must say that I am going with this Tej, I will do it tomorrow. Every time when you are saying yes, you are in problem and you become the biggest liar because you won't be able to fulfill the requirements. तो no कहना सीखना होगा. Avoid people who stress you out. Definitely, किसी कहने से आपको टेंशन होती है, कोई आदमी आपको लगता है कि his coming is making you a little bit uncomfortable, avoid. Take control of your environment. Yes, definitely. You should be boss of your own things. Don't allow anyone to be boss of yours any place. Avoid that hot button topics. Yes, this needs to be avoided. इसमें बहुत सारे तरीके हैं. Pare down your to-do list. यस, आपको सबसे पहले करना कि आपकी जो काम है उनको आप एक टू डू लिस्ट बनाओ, छोटी सी एक डायरी रखिए. एंड मॉर्निंग व्हेन यू गेट अप मस्ट jot down the things, and in evening when you complete the work, cross it so that you will to know that मुझे कल क्या करना है. बचे हुए लिस्ट से that should go in the priority. So this is one thing. Alter the situation. दूसरा होता है सिचुएशंस को चेंज करना. Express your feeling instead of bottling them up. Be willing to compromise. Be more assertive. Manage your time better. ये आपके situations को alter करने के लिए. Adapt to the stressors. Reframe problems. Look at the big pictures. Adjust your standards. Focus on the positive. ये चीजें होती हैं आपको adopt कराती हैं to stressor. And accept the things you can't change. Don't try to control the uncontrollable. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जिन चीजों को आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू आर इन कनाडा एंड यू इन द नॉर्दर्न साइड ऑफ कनाडा, जहाँ रोज बर्फ गिरती है, रोज वहां पे बर्फ गिरता है, तो वहां पर आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं, एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं कि यहाँ कल से धूप हो जाएगी एंड यू डोंट नीड अ वार्म क्लोथ्स ओवर देयर, सो यू कैन मूव देयर इन द टी शर्ट्स. ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं होती हैं, and you need to accept with that one. Look for the upside. Share your feelings and learn to forgive. ये बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि आपके साथ जो सहकर्मी है, आपके साथ जो फ्रेंड्स हैं, आपकी जो फैमिली है, आपकी जो स्कूल है. I'll give you one small to wind up this session with 3 minutes. This is one last example which I'm citing. See, we all are maybe professionals. We are working in a different schools as a principal, as a director, as a maybe coordinator, as a vice principal, as a teacher. अब जिस कहीं भी काम करते हैं, तो the school is open or the system is working because they want to excel. People, those who are part over there, the human resource is a part for a time frame. Maybe you can spend life there. You can spend maybe 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. But whether you continue there or not, you must leave the system with the system. When you leave the system with the system will always respect you. And you will have the same level of, you can say, acceptance at all time. But when you move with unethical way, that will always keep you under stress, because the people will keep on meeting you at times, at places. And it is not to oblige anyone. It is to create, because we all are teachers. We need to understand that the place may change, but the person should not. And with that, I think I have to end the session with these tips of relieve stress exercise, have good sleep, listen music, meditate, play with your pets if you have, or kids if you have, or maybe some other way, and say goodbye to stress. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for attending it. If you have find some flaws, some you can forgive me and can give me the suggestions what is required to improve the session next time. Thank you very much. God bless all. Okay, sir. I have done with the session, so I'm stopping.
Thank you, sir. So thank you so much for the wonderful session. So we can wind up the session now. Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good.
Oh.
हाँ हिमांशु का